Life's a coat of many colors. It is never black and white. Can't have one without the other. The dark without the light. In the summer we were lovers. With a flame our hearts would burn. A flame the autumn would smother and leave this heart to yearn forever blue, forever blue. I'm putting on a show for the world to see. No one will ever know that without you I'm forever blue. No more waking up early.
Hello, my little fledglings, and welcome to tonight's episode of Kindred of Fog City. It has been a while. Unfortunately, we missed 2 weeks ago as I was on the other side of the United States. But we're back. It has been 1 month since we last played, or 4 Mondays.
That was because the rowing team was escaping. That was because the rowing team escaped.
That is the reason we said that. I had to go to track them down. They actually all fled to Jersey. Anyway,
Of all the place to flee to, Jersey is a choice.
It is a choice.
Jersey? What the ew?
They're himbos, don't question it.
Yeah, half of them are from New Brunswick or something. I don't know. That's a town in Jersey, right? Anyway, I'm very excited to have you all back because we are on episode 2, Shady Dealings. I'm going to start tonight off with a quick recap. Last session, we met all the wonderful members of our coterie. I'm just going to go through a brief description. The eldest of the group, we have a lovely Malcolm Duvernay, played by none other than Foxy. Shall we just say, distinguished Kindred, who has had their fingers in a lot of pies recently. That's not meant to be a euphemism.
Yeah, it is. Don't you lie to the people.
Following close behind, that was not intended. Following close behind, we have Aurora, living in this very same building, played by Glyja, and the two of them have some interesting dynamic going on. Who knows what secrets they keep from each other and for each other. In addition, we have Dustin, played by Tate. Our punk rock style, shall we just say enforcer, I think is the best term to use. We have Uma Shekhar, I might have butchered the last name there. Yeah. Apologies. Played by Leona. A smooth-talking, wheeling-dealing Kindred. And finally, we have DJ Green. And who knows what their deal is. We have not seen yet. But these Kindred came together in Elysium, which is in the Fillmore Auditorium of San Francisco, where they met with none other than the premier of the city. Now, this city, as I mentioned last time, is different than many other cities in these current final nights, as the Camarilla and the Anarchs have relatively left San Francisco alone because of the influence of this premier. In addition, they met the other members of the Premier's court, at least a few of them, not all were in attendance, as well as they were given a task. Yes, they are investigating this strange disturbance that is happening of kind being influenced or affected in some way. And a threat to the food supply is one thing. A threat to the natural order is an entirely different thing as well. Yes, that is what these kindred are investigating. After a meeting back in Malcolm's estate, it was determined that Aurora would go out on a reconnaissance mission, trying to find the source of this disturbance, which they have believed to be some sort of narcotic being dealt near some of the college bars in town. Aurora's natural youthful demeanor, as well as bubbly personality, it was decided that they would be a good fit for this mission, and we left off with Aurora arriving at the nightclub. But let us do intros first, and I would love if Foxy would go ahead and introduce their character more than I did.
Happily. Hi, friends. I'm Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite Fox Philly's finest. And today, I'll be reprising my role as Malcolm Duvernay, Elder Kindred, and General Hoe Slayer and Vibe Producer. I don't know.
All right, moving on down. Can we get Tate? Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, Twitch. My name is Tate Washburn, and I am playing Dustin, who I definitely remember his whole name, Dustin Knight Margot. I would say definitely still a little punk rock, but more blood source or security that is mostly done with everyone shit all the time. Ooh, sorry, that musical sting got me there for a second. Yeah. And he's here to investigate mysteries and possibly punish people for being dumbasses. I don't know.
Going on along the left, Elijah, would you go next, please?
Hey y'all, I'm Glyza. I go by they, them. Today I'll be playing Aurora Bangon, your resident hedonist, I guess is what I can refer to her. I'm a person. I'm a person of many hats. I'm a podcast host, a writer, a variety streamer, a talk show host of a show called Trial Run. But basically, you can find everything I do just by going on the socials and looking for @classical Glyza on the internet. Except for Instagram, I'm not on Instagram. Thank you. Next.
Continuing on, could we get D to go?
Oh, hi, that's me. I'm D. Tonight I'll be playing DJ Green, your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. Respect the check.
I like that. That's very good.
And last but not least, Leona, would you love to go next?
Hi, I'm Leona. You can find me on Twitter @TheLeonaMaple. Both I and my character use she, her pronouns. Tonight I will be playing Uma Shekhar, our Anarch Banu Hakim.
And I realized I never actually said my name. I'm Milan, or Mallard. I use he, they pronouns. Alright, shall we get started then? I believe we left off with Aurora stepping out of the... I didn't write down exactly which car you took. I only wrote down that
I
there
took the
was
limo.
a Bel Air. Okay, you took the limo.
I took the limo. I travel
Awesome.
only in style.
And you had Reyna of the Valkyries with you?
I believe it was Reyna, yes.
Yep.
Awesome. So the two of you step out. It is started to drizzle a little bit. It's not uncommon at nights for this to happen. Just scattered light showers, especially during this time of year. But you've pulled up outside of well, that's a good question. Would you have gone to a nightclub, a bar? What kind of vibe were you looking for?
I'm gonna go to the most famous nightclub in San Francisco. I did my research and I looked at the card that DJ did give us, and I feel like this would be the one that would get us in to the most, the one where you have to like spend 2 to 3 months to find a reservation in. I'm just gonna show up to that one.
Okay. I'm gonna turn down that musical sting real quick.
Nah, that's cool as shit, though.
Yeah, it's fine.
You can, but it's cool as shit.
I like
Okay.
it. Don't worry about
I'm
it.
not on a
Never-
high right now because that would just be like, whoa.
You have a couple of
Speak
good.
for yourself, shit.
You have a couple of choices. You've got the Temple nightclub. You've got the Monarch.
Ooh.
The F8. There are a lot of F8's a bit of a smaller one, but it's more like underground kind of feel, whereas the other two definitely got a bit of that bouginess to it. Both are in excellent parts of town, and they are bumping at this time of night on a Saturday night.
Lord, would you tell me if odds are even?
You want me to just roll and tell you if it's an
No,
odd or
just
even?
tell me odds are even. And
Oh,
I'll
sure.
roll.
Odd number.
All right. I'm gonna go with the F8.
The F8, so you're going to the more underground one. Not low-key by any sorts of means, as you hear the electronic music from outside. And why don't I go ahead and switch on over to
I feel like, Reina, we should go to the F8 one because we are here on serious investigation business, and I feel like the underground would cause more people to show up.
It's an electronic music.
So
That's definitely.
loud.
To be
Anyway,
fair,
I like
this
it.
is my
I'm
experience.
so glad I can hear my my own thoughts now. Reina, what do you think? Would the F8 be the best place for us to go?
I think that that would be a good idea. The question is, what exactly are we looking out for, or would you like me to only serve as protection in case of an emergency?
You will serve as my bodyguard, but also my girlfriend for the evening, but also just paying attention to like anybody sharing anything, you know.
Extra ear signs.
All right, action plan. Eye candy initiated.
Yeah.
Yes, Reina does not seem to be new to doing this sort of work. You go up to you see there's a line around the block at this point. Indeed, reservations were required, but what are you gonna do?
I just walk straight to the front of the line, and I show them DJ's card. I'm sorry. I feel like this should let me in to the VIP almost immediately.
And to be specific, to give a little extra flavor to this, the card is completely black with gray and purplish outlining, and it's reflective. And when you hold it up to the light, you see a green question mark on the back. There are no words on either side of the card.
Ooh.
But they know exactly what it is, and they'll let them in without issue.
Ooh.
The bouncer's at has almost a foot and a half on you. This is like a full-on running or linebacker type build kind of person. Aviator sunglasses on the face, leather jacket. Almost, it reminds you of Dustin's formal wear. Takes a look at the card, inspects it closely, and flips it over. Oh, genuine. Hands the card back and undoes the little velvet rope and opens the door as the music hits you like a wave of force. VIP section is on the left, just so show that card to the guy there and he'll let you up.
Thank you, gorgeous. And Reina, shall we go in?
Yes, we shall.
And then we walk in. Before I head towards the VIP section, I'm gonna look around to see if there's anything to see, like, sharing of drugs, probably. I don't know. Just gonna look.
The lights in
That's what
here are...
happens, right?
Perception check.
Go to parties. Partake in the sharing of
Right,
drugs.
let me see in the sharing of the drugs here. Who is sharing of the drugs?
What are you doing, kids?
Hello, you.
Share,
I
please.
am here to share of the drugs.
Behold the drugs. Give them unto me. Sorry.
Yes. I would love for you to go ahead and roll me a wits plus, let's say, awareness here. Because it is like a dark bar. There's strobe lights going off. It is a crowd of people. The high energy music is causing people to mosh in the middle at this point. So go ahead and roll it while I...
What did you want me to roll again? Would you mind repeating?
Wits awareness, if you would.
Of course. Where?
If it is better for you, I would allow you to substitute your streetwise.
It's this. Where's my awareness? Oh, there it is. Where is my streetwise? Let me just. I can read. No, please. I would like to keep my awareness. My streetwise is non-existent.
Awesome.
Which makes sense. Which makes sense because this is my first time here and I don't know anything. Great. That is 4 successes.
4 successes. You're not a stranger to the bar scene. You definitely know what's going on here. However, you don't see anything off the bat, but you know exactly where one would go if they're looking to score on a night like this. Depends on what you're trying to score. You see ecstasy being handed out left and right. At a place like this, of course.
Right. I'm trying to remember. I look at Raina, I'm trying to remember what the plan was. I know I was supposed to look for drugs, but do you remember what specific drugs I was supposed to look out for?
So, the thing is, you actually don't have the information of what the specific drug is. The only leads you received last time, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I have in my notes, is that there are, in young scenes, Kine are taking some sort of drug that is making them stronger. It seems to be, at this point, some kind of, probably an amphetamine of some kind. And that's the best you can do.
Awesome. Would Raina know this, or would I just be like,
I think that's up to you, because Dustin definitely told you. For sure.
Great. Perfect. I am going to turn to Raina. I can't for the life of me remember what Dustin said. Oh well, I guess we'll just try all of the drugs.
Okay. It is not long after you... Do you go up to the VIP section?
Yes I do actually. After I've gathered around, I'm just gonna go to the VIP section.
There's a little area separated from the main RAF. People here are just as like high energy and pumped. And
High energy.
you see people drinking like heavily. One person just orders from a server like 2 Long Islands and then just downs them back to back.
Can I tell if the people in the VIP area are also of the kind or not?
You don't need to roll for this.
Okay.
You see that everyone currently near you is a Kine, except for 2 people. There are a pair of Kindred sitting down at one of like the inlet booths, and they are surrounded on either side by multiple scantily clad individuals. The 2 Kindred are both masculine presenting, and the people around them are of varying identities and presentations.
Do I recognize this 2 kind like from the Elysium at all?
Would you recognize these 2? I don't think you recognize these 2 on sight, but looking at their dress, one of them is wearing like a tailored suit. The jacket's been taken off, but the vest is still on. And the other one has on this nice blazer button shirt combo, not a suit like the other person does.
Mm-hmm.
And you've probably heard of these 2 individuals before. A pair of Ventru who have been living in the city for a bit of time. They like to flash cash. They're lower on they're pretty low on the totem pole, especially for some reason you actually aren't aware of. But this is one of them is Kyle, and the other one is named Percy.
Ah, okay. I don't know their names though, right? It's just like I
You
don't.
do know their first names, basically.
Yeah. So in this moment, I don't know who they are because I've only heard of them. I haven't seen them. Right?
That is correct. Yes.
Perfect. I am gonna go gesture to Reina to sit down next to an empty seat next to them, and I'm gonna sit on Reina's lap.
Okay. This definitely works out as Reina is like also quite tall. There's not very many seats empty next to them. There is one across you could sit.
Mm-hmm.
And they spot you when you go and sit down. Kyle is like, or no, it was Kevin. Kevin is busy like whispering in the ears of one of them, but Percy, the one in the suit,
Fucking
spots
Kevin.
you.
Huh? Wait, I thought it was Kyle.
Did I say Kyle?
Yes, you did.
Okay. I apologize. I thought his name was
I
Kevin.
hate it either way. Both
are
are
equally
game
chattish.
regardless.
Anyway.
He's the unimportant one.
Yes.
Percy spots you and looks at you. I don't think we've had the pleasure of being acquainted.
Oh, my name is Aurora. I'm new here. And this is my
New to-
loving partner, Reina. And at this, I sort of like stroke her cheek.
And Reina instinctively puts their arms around your shoulders in an embrace that is quite playing it up clearly.
Mm-hmm.
And he just snaps in front of Kyle's face, and he stands to attention. Ladies, gentlemen, everyone else, you mind giving us all a bit of space? And the honeyed words, immediately these people are like, they look, and then Kyle adds, yes, we'll join you on the dance floor in a minute. And they all stand up and move over. You're familiar with the general magnetism vampires have without using any sort of means of influence. Just naturally, these two seem to be able to ply and get people to listen to their words. So, new to the city, you say? This
Yes.
is Percy speaking.
Yes, actually. I'm sorry, I gave you my name, but yours are...
Percy. And Kyle.
Very... Of the Ventures, I remember. I apologize, I've only heard of you. I haven't actually met you. It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well. You seem very matter-of-fact coming over here.
Well, my good friend, DJ Green, told me that this would be a place where I could find some drugs, and I kind of want some.
Oh, well, I mean, we wouldn't want to give you a bad impression for our club. And you notice the way he says our club implies a possessive sort of ownership.
Okay, first of all, I don't know how to, like, look for drugs.
I wasn't gonna say anything out loud because it would ruin the
If
scene.
you
I'm sorry.
weren't so obviously not a, if you weren't so obviously like not a narc,
The most undercover.
He's
Some history
First
of
of all,
the
I like some drugs, please. That is why I'm here.
Fucking,
Give me-
you sound like the whole DEA congealed into one singular human being as an individual.
I'm sorry.
but
I
Kyle,
don't know. At least I didn't ask for some marijuana.
You were like, how we doing, fellow kids? Anybody found any narcotics around here? Any illicit substances happening in there?
That was great. I'm sorry.
So the thing is about Kindred is ingesting drugs doesn't usually work unless you're ingesting it through blood.
Right.
There are a few notable exceptions. For example, some kindred can just do it. That's just something about their physiology that is different. Whereas other kindred, there are certain drugs that can bypass. One of which is acid, as this person pulls out these tabs of acid on a little square. Can I interest you in... Trust me, they're not too strong. And this slides them over across like a poker dealing a card. It spins and lands in front of you.
Out of character here. Remember how you sent me a message? This is not that, right?
This is not that.
Perfect. Aurora takes one and whatever.
Awesome. You see that Reyna as well picks one up and puts it on the tongue, as is how you're supposed to take something like this.
Sure, I know that. As a character, Aurora would know that. 100%. You don't snort acid, right? That's not a thing.
You say that in character?
No, I said out of character. This is Glyza.
Okay. That's a good question. How much more experience in this field would you think Aurora is than you?
Aurora is very. Glyza is not. So I apologize if my knowledge of the drugs is not up to par.
You are... Okay, we think we lost Foxy.
I'm trying my best.
But yes, you take this and...
You great me luck.
Due to your physiology... Sorry. Due to your physiology, it doesn't take effect, like, as quickly as it would. So... What are you staying? What are you in San Francisco for?
My dad thought it would be better for me to be here. And I'm spending time and, I'd forget his name all the time. The old guy. Malcolm. That's the one. Duvernay?
The old.
Ah, that guy.
Yeah.
Kyle leans back. Yeah, we know of him.
Yeah.
Recluse, that one. Must be boring. Probably just sits at home and reads all day.
Oh, he's far from that. But anyway, that is where I'm living now. Would you like to pay a call or a visit at some point? Is that why you're asking?
Percy speaks up this time. No, just curious. They look at you, and they're gonna roll something really quick to try and determine something about you.
Okay. Are they gonna try to determine if I'm a druggie?
That's not what they're...
It is the opposite of that, I'm sure.
Why did you say it like that?
I don't know.
Glyza, you are 100% the kind of person who gets pegged as a narc in real life. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I lived in a country where it's very, very illegal. I lived in Muslim countries. I don't like just researching about it on Google makes me nervous because I feel like the feds are gonna be onto me like later. So I apologize. This is me trying my best.
That's fair. No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm just teasing. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I am considered as one of the narcs.
Percy speaks up. No, I mean, if you're inviting us over, I mean, we can hang out. And I was gonna say, you're welcome back here anytime. Or this or any of our other clubs.
What other clubs do you own?
We own the Monarch as well as some no-name ones over in the not-so-nice parts of town.
I was thinking about visiting the Monarch, but I really wanted to check out the underground scene, you know? I heard it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot easier to get away with shit like that, and they gesture at the the tabs of acid over
The
someplace here.
drugs.
In fact, I mean, gestures downwards to the bouncers. They're literally only here to keep people out who we don't like. Anyone else, they can do pretty much whatever.
Oh, very interesting. So you said there were some of these substances that you could only get if it was like through blood, right? This is out of character. Sorry, I forgot to change my voice.
Yeah, so some substances have to be ingested through blood.
Yep.
But that tends to be types of narcotics like a kindred taking a pill wouldn't really do anything because their digestive system doesn't work.
Right.
So to do that, they would find someone on one of those things, and then they would drink their blood after it's circulating through them and get that high.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you for, and this is while I'm playing with Reina's hair. Thank you for the great welcome. I appreciate it.
Liz and Kyle speaks up. If you ever need, if you're ever interested in breaking into some of the markets around here, expanding your portfolio or stuff like that, you can contact us. Aside from the clubs, we have a investment agency.
Oh, wow. I would be very much interested in that. Mostly because I'm trying to make San Francisco my new home.
Oh, well, old folks like, your old ball and chain over there tend to have most of the stuff already. It's harder for us young folks to break into that kind of market, but, we try and help us. It's about solidarity,
Of course.
Old folks, they got their hands too tight. They need to let a little bit out for us.
Well,
That's why we,
I definitely agree with you that Malcolm is a little too wound, so to speak. Wound a little too tight. Yes.
All right. So do you get up from their table at this point?
I do, and I'm going to pull Reina with me to, I don't know, investigate. Dance.
As you go over to the dancing section, this is mingling area. There's a lot more folks here.
Mm-hmm.
The music picks up and the DJ's playing something. What are you specifically trying to do?
I'm trying to see if there are other if there are other kindred in the area that seem a little too powerful, because I remember that it makes them stronger or whatever. I'm just trying to see if I can find anyone that's different. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you mosh and see if any kindred bounces back too hard or something.
So
I would like to
You're at-
watch. It'll be interesting.
Get in there
You're
and
at
throw
this
some
food.
ass, shorty. All right. I'm sorry. I apologize. I should be better than that.
Why?
Nah.
In the relative
same brain
security of Reina's Scandinavian, large frame, you have a lot less time, having to shoo away people and stuff like that when you're dancing. And it doesn't take you long. You don't find... you don't bump into someone who pushes you over, right? Because you're fucking strong as hell.
Right.
You do see something, and with continuing on from your 4 successes before, you get the smell of kindred blood very, very faintly. And as you see a pair of people push out the side entrance and go into the alleyway,
I am going to quietly follow.
okay, if you would like to stealth, I would like dexterity stealth check, please. The difficulty's not incredibly high.
Just dexterity.
Yeah. Dexterity,
Oh.
and if you have a stealth score.
Let's see if I have a stealth score. I do not. Man, I'm weak. Well, it's one success. So there's that.
One success, you say. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
not great. Not gonna hold you.
No.
you creep out quietly with Reyna, and you get you start watching that 15, 16 seconds. You see that what is clearly going on is some sort of deal. You see the Kindred individual does the classic handshake, pass something from one sleeve to the other thing. And you see money is exchanged in the other hand. It's some sort of... It almost looks like a small envelope, but clearly with some texture to it, there's something inside. Before you're spotted. And the kind just goes off running. But the
Damn.
Kindred
Okay,
looks
so-
at you.
So wait. Sorry, go ahead. Who runs? Is it the guy with the envelope or the guy with the money now?
The guy with the envelope is running.
Damn it.
But the one you smelled with Kindred blood flicks a switchblade immediately and squares up. Hey, get the fuck out of here!
I'm gonna go. I look at Reyna and I'm gonna say, Reyna, I'm gonna go run after the guy with the envelope. Do you think you can handle this?
Reyna just reaches into you don't even know where, and then pulls out a fully loaded gun.
Thanks,
Just
babe.
somewhere in the outfit. And the thin blood backs up and holds out the switchblade.
I go, thanks, babe, and I go run after the guy who has the envelope.
Awesome. So this is chase. You're naturally faster, but they did have a bit of a head start. So really quickly, we're gonna do a dexterity athletics
Damn it!
or stamina athletics actually.
I have nothing. Wait, how's my stamina? Come on. Where's my stamina? I don't see stamina. So. Oh, so dexterity and stamina?
Dexterity or stamina and athletics.
Oh.
It's a kind.
Well.
It's not going to be terribly difficult to catch them.
2 successes.
Awesome. That's more than enough. You catch up, and with one hand, you yank on the back of this person's shirt, and it tears at the collar a little bit, but you properly yank and throw them against the wall. They hit a little harder than you intended, and the wind is knocked out of them. And they throw up their hands. Wait, are you a cop?
Some would say I'm a narc. I pin them against the wall, and I say, why'd you run?
Someone says, hey, getting drugs, and of course I fucking ran, dude.
Can I have them?
What do you mean can you have them?
I want the envelope.
I just paid I don't have enough for rent now after that shit.
Maybe you don't need drugs after all.
I wasn't gonna take them, I was gonna sell them.
How much do they cost? I'll pay for you.
He looks at you. I was gonna sell them for 800.
I give him $1,000.
He hands you the envelope and flicks through it really quickly. Pleasure doing business. Can I get out of here?
Sure. And then I let him go.
And he just takes off walking and slips down another alleyway.
I walk back to Reyna.
You see the person, very sizable lump on the forehead, but you also see that Reyna got a gash a little bit on the arm and is tied it up with a bandage.
Baby, are you okay?
Faster than most. Quick little bugger.
Oh, Oh no. Well, we should probably head home. I think I got what I need.
I'll signal the car around. Are we taking this one with us?
Yes.
And she fully just like hog ties this person and throws like a tarp over them. And you get into the limo and you drive back to the Duvernay Manor. All of this in total took about, I'm going to say 4 hours of real time.
So,
Really quickly, was there anything someone would have been doing during this time? And the other members of the coterie?
I mean, probably my scene with also DJ Green and his informant, but we can do that next. It'll be fine.
Awesome. No, we
Go
are
ahead,
going to
different
go
town.
ahead and we're going to go ahead and cut to one of those now.
I mean, we could do
We're
a
gonna
break real quick. I don't know. It's been an hour
been about-
almost.
Yeah, I would not kill for. Or I would kill for a break. I don't need one, but I would say a break is a good idea.
Let's
That was
go
a
ahead.
bad turn of phrase, but the point is, a break would be cool.
Let's do
We're
a quick
vampires, we
break,
kill for
and then
break.
we'll do a quick break and then come back with those two scenes.
Sounds solid to me.
Cool.
Voice of God, do the thing.
You make me laugh right as it starts. Hey!
Hello, everybody! Holy crap! Level 5 hype train so quickly. Just okay. Thank you to everyone for doing that. Looks like we are 75% of the way through this level. Go ahead and get that up to max, because that'd be cool. And these
It would
people
be.
deserve
Really
it.
Oh.
And I believe we left off with a conversation. Do you two want to go ahead and just start doing that?
Oh yeah. I guess I should be back at the manor, but before Dustin leaves, he probably to Green be like, "All right, your contacts. Can you go with me to meet them?"
What? I like close. I'm going through Malcolm's refrigerator and I close it and I go.
Yeah.
I mean, I can, but do you need me to?
Need is a strong word, but I'm going to be real. A good interrogation tactic is good cop, bad cop, and depending on your relationship with them, you could be either, but two people are always better than one.
Sure. Yeah, I'll ride with you. Hold on, let me just.
All right.
I just got a text, and you see DJ send probably about 25 text messages, and then just stare at his phone for 45 seconds and go, "Okay, we're good."
Is there any chance we could meet close to the club? That you sent our, he kind of gestures our
He doesn't.
club-going friend.
He doesn't really like to come outside. It's not that far from the club that she said she was going to, but glad you remind me your character's pronouns. Sorry.
She, her.
Okay. Yeah, it's not far from the club she said she was going to, but he doesn't really like people or being outside that much. So,
Well, can't blame him. Outside is where people get stabbed. All right, let's go wherever he can meet.
all right. And I'll DJ will suddenly smile and go, "Oh, if I'm going with you, that means we get one of the whips, right? Right? Like you got keys to something nice."
It's like, yeah, I mean, I usually take my hearse, so it's where all my blood sorcery shit is in.
No, sir.
You know what? You're new? We can ride in style.
Let's go.
Take
Come
the
on.
911.
And,
Take the
yeah, and,
911.
I like to imagine there's like a mud room between the garage and the rest of the house where all the keys are. And so, like, Dustin will take Green to that point, open the door and stand next to the keys and be like, all right, the limo's gone, but you know what?
White walls? Oh, she's gorgeous. And I'll just
It's a
like,
pretty good car.
I'll walk around the car a couple of times and go, all right, and then I'll jump in the front seat, lean the seat all the way back.
Yeah, it's like as soon as it's obvious you're picking it, grabbing the keys, opening it up. Oh, sorry.
I'm just gonna assume you take the turbo convertible, because I feel like
Which
there's
one?
enough.
Talk about. What do you mean?
There's only two models of Porsche 911 turbo convertibles, so
There
black
you
or
go.
silver.
Perfect. Black with the white walls, drop top. Like it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome.
I think that at that moment it's like, yeah, she's got a pretty good engine in her, and like we haven't had to tune up the suspension in a while because I tend to drive it real nice and slow. And in that moment, I think you realize Dustin has no sense of aesthetics for cars and everything about performance,
Gotcha.
and like that's his bit. Is he's like, how good is it? And it probably makes you wonder why he likes taking the Porsche, because if our game maestro will allow, definitely that's the car he's put some shit into so it can move. Or the hearse.
Swapped out the engine.
Yeah, no, he put some shit in that. But anyways, he'll take the nice car. The nice car that you selected, he will take.
Go. As we are on our way there, DJ will say, "Sorry, I got like deadlines. You don't care if I just hook up to the Bluetooth, do you?"
No, go for it. And I imagine every one of Malcolm's cars has some amount of Bluetooth capability, especially the nice ones that he actually wants to drive. The ones that he might actually drive in, I'd say. Definitely not the hearse. 100% not the hearse.
Gotcha. So it's saying the ride's like, what do you think, Milan? 25, 35 minutes, somewhere around there?
Oh, in the fucking
In late
Porsche.
night traffic?
It depends how fast you're going.
Well, I
At
mean,
this
there's
time of
traffic.
night. At this time of night.
That's fair. Dustin follows all the traffic laws when he's in the nice car. Unless he has to brake.
God bless.
All right.
I cannot scratch this shit. I will get in trouble.
Out of your check, Chief.
Yeah, I'm not paying for that. Mm-mm.
I can pay for that.
You already paid $1,000 for probably $500 drugs. Come on, man.
It's fine. It's not like I'm running out of money.
yeah.
Got finesse. That's crazy.
Anyway, without too much effort, you managed to essentially. The fuck? Did Sirenscape just stop working?
Maybe.
I
All
don't
right,
know.
I can't hear
working,
anything anymore.
Happens sometimes. Don't worry about it.
Oh, it
Alright.
shut off. I have to relaunch that. Anyways.
Yeah, mine did too. We'll
thought
fix
you
that in a
said-
moment. But anyway, you without much effort, this car zips, even with like not even attempting to go that fast. You managed to get on like a pretty empty street straightaway, and you just fucking go before you pull to familiar streets for DJ Green. You pull over to these apartments. Find just a place on the street and just park it, lock it.
Yeah.
You get the
Before
feeling
leaving. Oh, sorry, you go.
this is probably not a place you want to leave a car like that for too long.
Mm-hmm. Damn, I don't have an award or anything for this because I haven't got any awards yet. Like, top will go down, we'll lock it, and then before leaving, look at DJ Green. I'm like, all right. So, does this guy like you? Or does he not like you?
Likes me a lot more than I like him. I mean, he's cool. It's just I have to control how much we interact with each other. Because
That's
he's
fair.
a lot. He kind of sounds like you know Yosemite Sam?
I think for a second, Dustin has this flashback to some young kindred he saved that had like too much energy and a southern drawl. He's like, yes.
Right. Also, the car should be fine. I called in a couple of favors. They know we're here. And I'll like squint
Good.
at rooftops to see if I can make out any of the children of the Grand Masters. Just keeping an eye out on their area.
You look at the roofs. You don't see anyone there, but you see at like a darkened like there's a basketball court in a park nearby. You see a couple people just doing a pickup game. One is clearly like even donked on the other like 2 times at this point.
Plus.
God damn it, you can't.
All right.
You know I can't jump that fucking high. It's like, then get good, son.
Get fucked, kind. Anyways, and you're like, all right, if you can tolerate being maybe more nice than normal to this guy, that might give us more information. I know this is me being too much. I've been told that a lot, but I'd rather we get everything out of him the one time, so you don't have to deal with him later. Yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, I got it.
All right.
We should be good.
Just checking. And
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't leave the
he's,
car.
he's a friend as we're walking up to the apartment. It's like, I mean, we're cool.
I get that though. Work friends, not friends. Yeah, I get it.
Sorta, yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
You get over to one of the doors. It's clearly like got like 2 or 3 locks on it, more than what was normal for the ones around it. And then it has this little like privacy slip that opens.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll walk up and tap, tap, tap.
The slip opens up and you only see a pair of lips say password.
Could you open the door, please? Can we not do this? Like, do we have to do this?
Yo, my name is DJ Green. Open the door.
And then fine. The slip goes back and you hear the unlocking of like 5 deadbolts, a couple of chains, the locks. You swear at one point you hear like an electronic keypad, and then the door opens.
Dustin makes note of where every lock is in case he has to shoot them later to get out quick.
We can make a roll for that when it becomes relevant.
It's fair.
You see, taller than average, a pretty pale, pasty dude. This is not the person you spoke to this like evening, morning.
Mm-hmm.
This is their roommate. The person you spoke to was Marcus. This is David.
What's up, dude?
Hey, man, what's up? And he comes in for like the high five.
And yeah, I dab him up and I just go, we just, we got told by the bigwigs upstairs to look into that situation. Marcus was telling me that a couple like got the drop on y'all or something. Like,
and he lifts up his white tank top, and you see like bruising, which is not common. Like that shit should have. It must have happened recently, and also this person must not be that powerful if it doesn't heal that fast. Yeah, motherfucker just like kicked me in the side. Like normally, I can get pushed down if I'm off flat-footed and shit. But this fucker then hit me with the kick, and I think I might have cracked a rib at first. Luckily, I think it healed. I'm fine.
Dustin's notebook is out immediately. And he writes some of those details down. It's like, all right.
Yeah, come on in. Who's your
Appearance?
best friend?
I think Dustin's going to be a little offended. He's like, do you know who I am?
oh boy. Here we go, that Duvernay special. Strap in.
All I know is you don't walk these streets with us, so...
Taught him well.
You might not know.
No, I'm sure you're cool, man. Come on in.
Fine. Although if you can
noticed
join
that.
us in this interview, that'd be great. I'd like to get some more details on what happened, when it happened, why it happened.
Oh, this is who we're here to see. Can't nobody else fit in this apartment, and I'll just like walk past him. And
You definitely see there's 2 beds in the room.
I'll go to the kitchen and start going through the refrigerator. And I'll say, so they just like ran up on you. I mean, did they look like they had something? Were they twosies? What happened?
Some old dude skeeved out of his fucking mind, ran up behind me, pushed me over, and then fucking kicked me a couple times because he was trying to fucking mug me or something. Ran off when I got back up and was about to slug him in the face. I didn't chase after him because fucking cracked my rib.
And he didn't seem. Did he know you were Kindred? Could you tell?
Yeah, start from the beginning.
If he knew I was a Kindred, no way some fucking kind would have done that. Didn't smell He did not smell like a kindred, like one of us.
Hmm.
He had the smell of one on him.
I think Dustin will, maybe to counter the idea of him being a narc, it's like, hey, I don't know if you know the guy in charge of all the enforcers, but he got sucker punched by one of these people. He did. And he was hunting them. Dustin's not going to name any names because he doesn't want to get in too much trouble. But yeah, like he's not hurt too much because he's like 100 years older than either of us combined. But he still got sucker punched, so there's no shame in this, man. And he had the drop on the kind.
Damn, that makes me feel a little bit better. You can
Right?
go ahead and roll me a... Let's say this is a charisma and persuasion. You're not, like, actively trying to get something from this. This is just your general vibe. Describing the apartment a bit more, there's the two, like, simple metal frame beds. The fucking furniture is one old-ass chair, a fridge that looks rusted from the 50s. Because half this shit must have been here when it got here. In-unit washer and dryer. It doesn't look like a nice one, and there is a coin slot on it. But what
They got a
surprises
vending
you
machine
most...
in their house. Damn. All right. Anyways.
What surprises you most, though, is this, like, huge-ass curved LCD flat screen, and then under it, the mess of cable management and, like, 5 different consoles. As well as their chairs. They don't have a sofa. They have a pair of milk crates that they just fucking sit on. And you see, like, some shooter is just paused. Which you must have been doing before you got here. What'd you get on your check?
Yeah. I got 110, and the others are fails. They're 3 and 4.
Yeah, well. Shit's crazy, man.
Yeah, motherfuckers are just getting cold cocked out here. That's wild. It won't be happening to me though. I don't know why this is going around. They seem to be like, supposedly it's got something to do with some new drug or something or other. Oh, I should probably check on her. And I'll shoot a text to Aurora that says, "Where you at, girl?"
A reply is quick, and it just says, "On my way back to the mansion."
Yeah, Dustin will, again, maybe trying to be a little nicer. It's like, yeah, seems like it could be anybody if they're not looking. And honestly, I'll be real, it's probably more the fact that higher-ups have gotten sucker punched by this, is why they asked me to look into it, but I'm here to do a job. So, you weren't hunting this kind? It just, you were doing your own business when they came out?
I was coming back from a meeting. Marcus was hanging out with the lady he's sweet on. I was just heading home alone. You know, I had a raid that night. And here, sit down. And he pulls out the milk crate, and he sits on one.
I'll sit down, yeah.
Yeah, so it was around, like, 11 p.m.-ish. We hadn't been out that long. The meeting was pretty quick this week.
About where? Real quick, just want to know.
Oh, like 3 blocks east. I'm not giving you exact street address.
Yeah.
Fuck that. On the corner of...
I just want it
40th.
known that I have it written down so that when we're like triangulate on the map or some shit, I can say I know where it is.
On the corner of 40th and another street that exists.
Yeah. A street somewhere.
On the 40th and A Street and Name Street.
It was
40th
pretty
in San
quiet.
Francisco, something or other.
It was pretty quiet. One of the businesses nearby was closing. They actually, the kind saw it. He just assumed it was a normal mugging. So I hear the footsteps behind me. As I turn, I see this old, like, dude, scraggly beard, weird clothes. He looked almost like you would think a fisherman would look in, like, an RPG. Like, he had the fucking weird angler hat on and a vest. Dude pushes me over. Kicks me twice, scrabbles for my wallet, but I grab him, right, and I get up and I throw him against the wall. Dude was clearly hurt, like his head hit hard, and I could see a little bit of blood after, but he just turns around the other way and runs down the street. and I was gonna chase after him when, you know, the lady from the grocery store, kind lady, didn't, bit of a, like, language barrier there, but she was trying to, like, make sure I was okay and offered to call the police. Told her I was fine. For the record, I was not.
That's fair though.
Yeah. So I just fucking limped home and then just laid down for the rest of the night.
Team, I want to know, for one, is it possible that I would have brought a bag of blood with me? You can say no. And if so, does he look like he could use some?
He doesn't look like particularly ravenous. It would be pretty clear if someone was.
Fair.
But you could have. You can have a bag with you if you would like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he doesn't look like he's really in need of feeding to heal, then I probably won't offer because I'd rather keep that resource. But it's like, well, I know I don't know you or any people around here, but if you have any information, we need to know. And I want Dustin to put "we," like some emphasis on "we," like the organization that's in charge of this shit.
Okay, you feel pretty confident you've impressed upon this person that you're in a position to actually do something.
Well, this isn't the guy, right? Degree.
This is what? What happened?
Oh, the guy that we're actually here to talk to.
No, yeah, that's him. This is David. It's Marcus's like roommate. I mean, apparently from what I heard, it was more than just you, right? Like, there's been one or two of these, or did it just happen to you?
No, I mean, some other folks have. I mean, I got the worst of it, but I mean, you know, Marcus encountered one once when he went to feed. The person ran off, but they resisted, which is fucking weird.
It is weird.
And then, Shia, she tried to just, she was minding your business, and then, you know, typical fucking taking the trolley, some dude started being a shit.
That's surprising.
You know, did the thing, and then they resisted the first attempt of the influence to get them to shut their fucking mouth.
All right. I'll close
Yeah,
the
they're
refrigerator and sort of turn to those two on the milk crates and go, well, I mean, you got my number. Oh, you don't text, right?
Nah, everything. I use.
Yeah, everything's being
only.
tracked, right? Yep. Delete
It
the
is.
message in 24 hours.
Yeah, Snapchat only. I mean, but I got your Snapchat.
Yes, you do. I wrote another password for you. I'll give it to you when we leave. But is there anything else that we need really to know, you think? If you have...
I'd like to know, like, sorry.
I mean, yeah, if you got specific questions, go ahead.
Locations of other attacks and appearance of the people. Old guy is a bit suspicious, honestly.
I mean, dude looked a little homeless, you know, the kind you'd expect to rough times, you know, take something. Other attacks are similar. People who you would either think of as junkies or people who do it recreationally. Or not to pass judgment, but that kind of stereotype.
Alright. So earlier, when I sent out a bunch of text messages earlier, Milan, I was sending out feelers to basically all of the lieutenant level drug connects that I know in San Francisco. And the entire message was, A, you got any of that new shit? That's all that I sent them. And I sent it to like 6 or so people. Could I roll streetwise plus my dots and influence?
Oh, absolutely you could. In fact, you could go ahead and throw an additional bit of your charisma on there as well.
Dope. So that's a lot more dice. Oh me, oh my.
I was gonna say, I have Streetwise Black Market, but I don't think now is the time to use that for...
Black market is less for like narcotics and drugs and shit, and more for like procuring
blood and weapons?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Milan, that's
That's fair,
10
that's fair.
successes.
10
Damn.
successes. You get back. You get back a ton of hits of like, dude, they just made this new fucking strain. It's like Hulk nuts or something, just like shit like that.
Sure, right, absolutely.
I don't know. They have weird names, right?
Yeah.
It's true.
Sure.
No, you nailed it.
There's
You
a
nailed
couple new strains of Cryptochronogonolite, right? Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
it.
it's all over.
Oh damn.
I understood that reference.
That was for you, Foxy. That was for you.
Someone said they finally recreated the Breaking Bad meth and they've offered it like pure blue.
Damn.
That shit.
Amazing.
Damn.
Y'all are fucking killing me tonight.
You get one from a number that you actually don't have in your contacts, which first strikes you as odd because you, one, how did this person hear about it? And you think, well, grapevine. Two, how do you not know someone? You know, like everyone. And it says, heard you were looking for some stuff. I have everything. Send me deets of what you want.
I'll send back. I'll send back
You want
in
help,
quotation
that's-
marks. Send me deets back, okay, officer. And then I'll send that text, and then the next text will say, "What's everything mean?" And I'll send that text.
This might help DJ because I feel like it's something that Dustin would say to people he's interviewing. It's like, hey, if you like, he'd say this to the person he's interviewing. It's like, hey, if you hear anything about drugs that make people stronger, able to defend themselves, especially for kind, you should definitely contact us. That's the kind of thing that this drug is going to be used for. And you got better ears than me. Like you said, I'm a narc. You're not. He wouldn't say this to Green. He'd say this to
You
me.
pulled out the clipboard, man. What? That's not what you do when you first meet someone.
And I will actually look up from the phone and look.
Notes are good.
And I'll be like, saying that type of thing in plain, if not a little bit elevated English, is what makes you seem like a narc. So we try and rephrase that in a more street level way. But your heart's in the right place, though. Like I feel what you're saying.
I'm just saying, if I'm looking for this, I'm gonna be like, hey, I got a lot of kind security, and I need them to be able to hit shit hard.
For sure.
Is that better? Does that sound less like a narc, buddy?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but using kind security is always a fucking gamble, right?
That's fair. That's fair, but that's what I got, so.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to make people feel stronger than they actually are.
Yeah, but only those old money types got that shit.
And instead
Unfortunately, I work for one of them old nut money types. I get it.
Oh yeah, I ain't even introduced y'all. This is Dustin fucks with Malcolm and them up there.
Oh, well, I mean, as far as old money types go, you picked a pretty good one.
Yo, and
Yeah.
DJ will sort of like sit up and go, he got this new bad girl that works with him, man. I don't know what the whole situation is, but Lord have mercy.
Yeah. That's it. Like,
which
totally.
one?
He's not gonna
I
bring
heard
it up. Oh, sorry, finish.
So, the thing is, like, I heard he's had, like, those kinds of workers for, like, generations at this point. I heard some of them were the kids or the grandkids of, like, the original ones he hired. Like, they've been raised almost like it's a fucking military cult shit.
They're pretty effective what they do. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just talking
I'm not
about
saying it.
bad bitches. I don't even know what you just like went off and wrapped it into some whole MK Ultra shit. I don't. You know what? I appreciate it, David. We're gonna get up.
I'm
out
telling
of here.
you, they have the training of, like, government agent type shit.
Yep.
Like,
Come
it
on,
wouldn't
bud.
surprise me if he's got, like, some shit going on the side. Dude's older than, like, most of the people in this fucking city at this point.
Too green. It's like, look, Malcolm would appreciate that his Valkyries have the reputation of being dangerous as opposed to attractive, but like, I get it.
And
I
I'm
get
not
what you're saying.
saying they're not dangerous. They just bad as fuck as well. And I just find it odd that you focused on the dangerous before the badness. Like,
Honestly-
you do know that David is not attracted to women, so
oh, well, that's fair.
okay.
Please tell me somebody clipped that. Please.
We will clip it. We'll clip it. What hour is this? Hold on. I don't know how to check that, but Michelle, get in the comments. Tell us what hour it is.
But DJ
Alright.
will go over to David, dap him up again, give him
Also,
$3,000.
Marcus, you swung by. You hand him this money?
Yeah, I just hand him like $3,000 and go,
Oh, shit.
appreciate it. Remember, if they don't know the password, yeah, I wasn't here, he wasn't here. You got me?
Hey, you don't gotta tell me twice. I will tell Marcus not to tell anyone you stopped by.
Appreciate
And
that.
if you can give me the location where those other people were attacked, details of who did it is great, but like location is just so important.
I'll send you some numbers actually. And he
Sounds
goes
good.
over. He goes over.
Justin, I think, has a Snapchat because he has to have it. He never has sent a video there in his life. But
And he hands you a paper with a random string of numbers. It's a cipher. You'll figure it out real quick. It's easy.
yeah.
You know, you never know who might find the paper and then call those numbers.
It's fair.
So,
It's fair.
it's all about.
Dustin respects the paranoia. He respects it.
Yeah. All right. And he goes over and he sits on the milk crate. And he just unpauses and he's like in a halo immediately, just playing the campaign.
But before we leave, he goes, "Oh, the new password," and I'll sort of, you see DJ's eyes sort of blink for a second. They almost go completely white, and then go back to their normal color. And he shakes his hair and he goes, "Master of filth, slime, and mold, resurrect the raps from the days of old. Blood of a crow, tears from a child, magic mushrooms I found in the wild. A rap nigga's brain, cause that nigga's a bitch. Toenails and teeth from my peeps and the rich. A bottle of brew, a flat blunt from a junkie, and the eyeball of a player hater, so he can watch me make this money. You stay good, bibbity bobbity boo, nigga." And then DJ just like beelines for the car.
Probably not going to say all of those words, but got
Not a
it.
good idea.
Dustin is flabbergasted what will follow, and internally a little sad that he is still not quite famous enough to be recognized, despite being a dude who has gone after just like every powerful person he can.
So Fog City is huge, for one thing.
Yeah, no, it's fair. I'm not saying it's wrong. He's just like sad about it.
There are certain circles where you will be recognized instantly.
Totally fair. Totally fair. He's just like sad about it, like, oh, damn.
As you're leaving, you see Marcus walk by. He has someone like his arm around someone. And he just does the head like, and then continues.
Oh yeah,
talking.
just. Okay, all right.
Once we get back into the car, that is when I will say to Dustin, it's like, so Aurora's already back at the mansion, so I guess we can just go straight there.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get something off of whatever she found.
Oh,
I don't know if you know some chemistry or anything like that, but
I also wanted to ask you, because you associate with people more than I do generally, but what do you know about Uma?
would I know something about Uma? GM?
That's a good question. That's actually more of a question for Uma, I feel like.
What up?
Oh, well, like, I know something about Uma. I would know a few things about Uma. It's like, all right, what do you want to know?
Yeah, depends what you want to know.
No, I was
Me-
just trying to. You know what? Never mind. Don't even worry about it.
Like, well, starting the card, it's like, well, the most important thing is she's probably about as good of a blood sorcerer as I am, and that should at least make you a little worried about crossing her. But, and as, like, the car pulls away, I think it'd be, like, a small smile. It's like, and she's nicer than I am. Which is a low bar to clear.
DJ won't look up at his phone, but he'll go, you know, it's funny you say that, because I actually hear she's got a pretty strong mean streak. And then just
And
doesn't say
With
anything.
that,
Dustin
gonna
would,
take our-
if you let me just like one last
Go for it,
end
go for
thing,
it, go for it.
is that Dustin would smile. It's like, yeah, I'd like to think I do too, as he pulls away.
With that, we're going to take a quick break, and it will be our last and final break before continuing for like another 40-ish minutes. And we'll hopefully see you there. Bye.
See you, Twitch. Hopefully Michelle, the Overlord, knows.
Welcome back, everybody. And
Hey.
there are no more breaks left in this episode. We are good to go. So, we left off with only 2 people figuring out what they were doing during the last bits of time in between all this. So cutting back to 4 hours ago, now left inside the house, there are only 2 individuals, aside from all of the wait staff and everyone else, and the sushi chef on retainer.
He's important.
He is important.
I mean, I suppose we'd probably find ourselves in like the largest of the 3 library wings, and kind of focusing there. Unless there's someone else you think you would better have done this research of yours.
No, that sounds great.
Cool.
But just
If
like
there's an arcane library, that might be where Uma finds her stuff, but I don't know if that's larger. Probably larger.
Yeah, whatever works.
she can go visit all 3 of the libraries and collect a bunch of books and then come back to the largest one if that's how we want to play it.
Makes sense to me.
And yeah, she's just kind of poring over these tomes, like trying to see if she can find anything at all that looks at all relevant.
So this is a strange sort of knowledge check here. We're going to say this is occult.
Okay.
And I will allow you to use intelligence. Yeah, intelligence. Do you have any advantages or disciplines that you think would apply here?
I'm looking at that right now. I do have blood sorcery. So if this is some kind of blood sorcery, I feel like I could pick up on that pretty quick.
Blood sorcery is a very specific skill to basically only the two clans that can do it.
Right, but like I'm saying, like if the drug that we're researching is a type of sorcery,
Yeah. You've pretty quickly figured out that that is not what is happening here. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, got
but go ahead and give me that roll.
Sorry, that was intelligence plus.
Intelligence and your occult.
Got it. Thank you. That is 4 successes.
4 successes, rolling 2
How you been
crits.
muted?
Excellent.
Shit. Whew.
That is incredible. Okay, with 4 successes, you're diving into some of these effects, and at first, there's nothing that comes up in these old tomes.
If it helps, Malcolm would send back symptoms that he has gleaned of like super strength but not super like resistance kind of thing. That's side note.
And then you get to a kindred's account. You narrow it down to a couple of possibilities. The first thing is... Oh shoot, what's it called? The first thing is, some of these effects are almost ghoul-like. But there seems to be a sort of mania that is also affecting these people.
Okay.
A mania that affects... It can affect kindred. Because you're starting to read into it. Some of these symptoms are what happens when a blood bond is formed to a ghoul. A kine is fed blood far too often. They become ghoulified. They become manic, essentially, and obsessed. But this mania doesn't have a direction. With 4 successes, you know blood bonds specifically is this level of obsession that can affect people when they become fully under its swing. But if there's no direction for that to go, it can often have adverse effects on the state of who is under this effects.
Mhm.
And you remember, you've never experienced it yourself. Anarchs, in particular, very adept at breaking blood bonds. That's one of their whole strengths. And your knowledge of this comes because one of the greatest selling points you have when you're trying to convince someone to run away and join the Anarchs is the lack of needless obedience. Obedience for power's sake is something that the Camarilla uses heavily, and they exercise this through the sire-child or blood bond relationship. When you were sired, and like many other childer of Anarch sires, immediately the bond was broken through this process that originated, and as you're reading this, you see where it originates, in the Sabbat, and then was inherited by the Anarchs in order to try and create a more egalitarian kindred society.
Say that one more time from my brain, because it's trying to keep up with everything.
Sorry. There's a process of breaking blood. There's a process of breaking blood bonds invented by the Sabbat that the Anarchs adopted to try and make it more equal.
Okay. And I've probably been through that process.
You were through, because how it works is when you are sired, you are immediately blood bonded.
Right, yes.
But then it was broken because your sire helped you break it immediately.
Got it. Okay. Yep, I'm with you now.
This whole time, as you're reading through at least this first theory, can we quickly cut? What is Malcolm? Is Malcolm doing anything in particular, or are you having some leisure time in one of the bedrooms?
Yeah.
Jeez, no, I mean, he's definitely around. Things are important, so I think he's mostly probably just pacing the library wing and keeping Uma distracted occasionally by pointing at random portraits and, yes, I remember him. Good soldier, that one.
Uma did not look up from her books, and you just get a blank little, yes, I'm sure that's very lovely, thank you. And just keeps going, absolutely not.
Fine, he doesn't stop. Doesn't stop him at all. He absolutely just keeps going. It's like, yes, he was there with me during Pickett's charge. Long battle, that one.
Sounds fascinating.
And as you're reading this, some of the mental effects that you have now received text from Dustin start to make more sense. And it does account for some of the strength, a little bit, because ghouls got a little something. A little bit. But to the level to be able to injure a kindred.
An elder kindred.
For this, I actually will need you to make one more roll, because this is very obscure knowledge.
Okay.
Same roll, but because of your previous success, you can add an additional d10.
Okay.
Ooh.
That is 5 successes? What? Damn, okay.
With
All right.
2 crits again. Wow, you man.
Yeah.
Out of the water today.
You have no clue how this ended up in the library that it did. You're in Dustin's area. There's this little research station, and it's almost hidden. It's this thin booklet, smack in between 2 large tomes about resonance.
If I may,
yeah.
I think this is probably a pamphlet that is basically Dustin's notebook he has, but it's one specifically for research on his sire's research on this topic.
Let me
Ebenezer's
explain what the
research.
book is more.
Yeah.
A well-worn leather cover reveals a small diary. The pages are yellowed with time. You put this at around 13th century Europe. at least its origin. The dates are different.
If that's the case, maybe Ebenezer has notes, and Dustin has notes, like 2 different handwritings in the margin of this thing. Anyway, sorry.
I will actually say you probably have not noticed this book in the things before
Fair.
because of where it was hidden.
Fair.
What languages do you read and write in?
That is a good question. Do I have that written down? I'm pretty sure just English, but I also have the Ruins of Carthage lore sheet, so if it relates to anything like that.
Let me reread what the lore sheet does really quick.
Sure thing.
If it can relate to that, it would explain why Dustin hasn't found it. I do not have that.
I imagine like she's got some like.
No, this is not related to. This is
Okay.
older than that.
Okay.
This predates that.
Ooh.
Shit.
Ooh.
It's written in this old. One. It's written in 2 languages. One of which you recognize immediately because it's sprawled everywhere. It's Latin.
Okay.
The other one is an old German, closer to like a Bavarian style. But you look through it enough, and you see that this is an account, what you assume is a kindred, because you recognize some words. As you pulled out your phone to do translates, vitae, resonance, words like that. It talks of a specific individual. One Leopold von Murnau. It's not a name you've heard of before, but with your knowledge, you can recognize this is a kind's name. And more specifically, you recognize this kind's influence. This would be one of the first people involved in the Inquisition.
First Inquisition?
The first Inquisition.
Mm-hmm.
Their namesake, you see that as it continues on, this passage spans years. You flip ahead, looking for the name Leopold. And you see it again, but not as a name as a person, but of an organization known as the Society of Leopold. Yep. And as you translate this page, you see that the existence of the society exclusively is intended to combat not only kindred, but all forms of supernatural creatures. The Guru, the changelings, wraiths, everything. Even mages. There is, which referred to affectionately, or not affectionately, as a witch or a warlock. You see that there's an account, and as you're reading this, of this one unnamed kindred had with a group of people from Society of Leopold, where they account that these kind were stronger than any other kind they've ever faced before. They did not even appear to be that particularly strong. Their combat prowess was immense, and in addition, their discipline powers failed to take hold. This sounds almost exactly like what was described to you when you went to Elysium.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So, this is something that the Society of Leopold has.
That sounds like you found something. Care to share?
The Society of Leopold is a very old and ancient organization that opposes all of the things that walk in the darkness, so to speak. I imagine they've moved into town. There's an incredibly old entry in this journal here talking about Kine being far too strong for this one vampire or kindred to come up against. Whatever it is, I think it has something to do with the Society of Leopold and blood bonds. Something that is able to cause those sorts of effects. Blood bonds are what give ghouls, for example, a slight edge, a little bit more strength, as well as the addiction to vitae. And the Society of Leopold seems to know how to amplify that.
Potent tool in the right hands, a dangerous weapon in the wrong ones. Like so many other things.
I think we're dealing with a dangerous weapon.
Well, I suppose we have our targets solidified at least. With more information, the time will come to plan. I wouldn't worry your pretty little head over it for now.
Don't speak to me like that.
It's a joke. I apologize.
Thank you.
Now then, anything else useful in those old books? I usually just keep them around to make myself look smart.
Well, you keep them around and they're therefore useful, since they're proving very useful now. I think that's everything out of character. I don't remember, but if there was anything else in character, I was definitely telling you.
No, you got the 2 supernatural forces you were looking for.
Okay, cool.
What it doesn't explain is how these things interact and what is happening,
Yeah.
but you have an idea for what is causing the effects now.
Mm-hmm.
No clue on how to counteract it. Well, you know how to counteract a blood bond and a kindred. That's what you know.
Although, as a out of character question, does it explain who might be this Leopold organization? Because it seems like such an old organization, there's no reason for them to still exist. Just as a real quick
That's
question.
a good question. Without translating more of this journal, which you cannot do at the moment.
Fair. Just asking if it was obvious.
No, it is not obvious what organization is doing
Fair.
this or anything like that.
Fair.
But our kindred do manage to reconvene at this point. I feel like Dustin and DJ Green arrive a bit earlier. Before
We are in the faster, nicest car. Dustin, it doesn't get into the room as quickly because he checks the car over to make sure there's no like dings or scratches. Because like I cannot afford this car to be damaged at all.
As you are making your way back, Aurora, you're sitting with Reyna and you have a driver.
Mm-hmm.
That is when the effects of the acid you took start to hit you,
Christ.
Oh dear.
and the lights passing by the window, the fog rolling in, making it strobe. Everything is just
Perfect.
it's something,
Pretty.
to say the least.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Salvador Dali.
Lights are super pretty.
As a very quick question, it's meant to do damage. If there's any way in hell one of my blood sorceries that literally burns people's blood would be able to burn that out of her, you could say no, 100%. I just want to know if there's like an instant anti-drug hangover cure I could do.
Let me
that's
have
fine.
my fun.
Dustin is about work and you are interrupting that with your high.
So for the next, it's a diminished effect because of your physiology.
Hmm.
For the next 4-ish hours, you might feel higher energy, excited, maybe a little anxious, sometimes getting overwhelmed if it becomes too much. And lights and sounds seem novel, to say the least.
I'm definitely gonna play with that. Thank you.
Oh dear.
That's perfect. I like that explanation.
Thank you
are
for
carrying-
explaining what acid does. I appreciate it. Yes.
For our audience,
This is what
who
acid
may
does
have
to
never,
Kindred?
for our
In
audience who have
Minecraft.
never done it before.
Not that anybody
Even
here would
in
ever
Minecraft.
actually know what taking acid is like at all,
We
ever.
would never know at all in any way, but for
We
Kindred, this
Googled
is
it.
what-
We looked it up. We did our research. We looked it up on the internet, and
we're
they
inventing
told
this
us.
for Kindred. It affects them differently. It's fine.
Yeah.
I did just look up what it is. I've never taken this.
Good for
Anyway,
you, but also Narc and it's in Minecraft.
Anyway, you are brought in being fully carried by Reyna, even despite the wound.
I'm playing with Reyna's hair.
Like,
Reyna,
you're not even,
you-
like, too out of it to walk. It's more of a time
I
thing of corralling you from the garage to here would take too much time.
Right. Your hair is so pretty, Reyna. It's so...
I brush it.
Justin's following them,
Nice.
just like head in hands, like, oh. Okay.
I'm back! Hi!
Hello. I see you all had an evening.
I had a
Some of
great
us
night.
more fun than others.
Is that the word you're using? Just
I had
death clearing
fun.
Aurora right now?
No, it looks like she's
Oh, I
having a fun
brought a
time. I'll be real.
guest! I brought a guest.
Huh?
There's... Reyna, did we leave him in the trunk?
I like the idea that Reyna asked Dustin to carry him in, because Dustin was in there checking the car when they arrived. So Dustin has the guy like, alright.
Malcolm
the guy...
slaps Dustin on the side of the head. Not on the carpet, you fool!
Moves him to, I don't know, maybe gets the Valkyries to put a tarp down, because he doesn't know how this
That's
day is
better.
going to go.
Permission to go dress my wound properly and to rest for the evening.
You are dismissed. Thank you for your help, Malcolm.
I so
And
much fun.
Dustin would knock, but not
Reyna-
in the way of Malcolm giving the full instruction.
Reyna would gently, like, place you on a recliner and then just walk off.
Malcolm will put his arm around Aurora
May I say a
and
fainting
keep her
couch?
upright against him.
May I say a
Oh,
fainting
you're
couch?
so sweet.
I like that.
Your hair is white.
That is a truth. More importantly, minus the color of my hair, I've gained the other clairvoyant information this evening. Also, who?
Oh, envelope. And she does take it from her dress. Envelope. Here you go. And then tried to stab us. That guy. But Reyna took care
Us
of
is
it.
in you or Reyna?
No, Reyna. I ran after the human and paid for
You-
some drugs.
All smell vitae in the pit person that has been tied up.
Fantastic. You think he might know anything about our, what was it, Cult of Solomon, Leopold, someone else with a name like that?
I don't know.
Leona, you are muted.
Thank you. Society of Leopold.
Thank you, love. Age does horrible things to the memory.
Can I get a vibe check on Society of Leopold?
Yeah, sure, roll for 5. And vibe, of course, in this case. Are you
Right.
trying to do, like, your information on them, or just...
Just anything I would know about them.
Yeah, that'd be intelligence, and we'll say a cult.
If I smell vitae on this person, I would immediately like to perform not only a taste for blood, but also blood walk.
Okay, remind me, does that need a resonance check for blood walk?
For blood walk, I need 1 rouse check's worth of blood. And I mix my blood with the subjects and repeat an incantation. It'll take about an hour. And it allows me basically to learn more details.
But taste for blood, because I have that, is free.
Yes.
And it's basically
Yeah, I'm going a little deeper. A win. It says for the system. It says a win on the ritual roll allows the user to learn blah 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 blah. So it's a roll.
It says in the book, wow.
blah blah blah.
You know what I mean.
Blah blah blah. I don't actually, because I don't know the system at all.
I haven't read
see,
that
I
part of the
see, I
book,
see.
so I don't actually.
For Twitch, you should know that I don't know anything about this.
For the taste
Be impressed.
for blood, for the taste for blood, I will say both of our blood sorcerers could get just a drop.
Yeah, Dustin would like, hey, give me a hit of that. Just like to taste. Hey, yo.
This,
Drinking people?
No.
go ahead and make the result.
Small taste. Not drink. Drop. Single drop.
Right. Okay.
Resolve plus blood sorcery. Got it.
Yes, go ahead and roll that.
I
Resolve
guess while it's
plus
happening, I'll just pass
Also-
the envelope off to a nearby Valkyrie and just I was just off to the lab for sampling, please. Let me know as soon as you find anything.
Dustin, to them. And make sure that you separate samples so that I can test it well.
Quickly for you, Malcolm, you would know if this thing is actually supernatural. One, the lab is going to have kind of a hard time figuring it out. Two, your Valkyries don't really know supernatural stuff.
Yep, figured.
They
They're
are
doing the chemistry side. I'm doing the
they're
supernatural
still
side.
you still have the masquerade between you and them, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they do not
Do
know
we?
you're a vampire.
Oh,
No,
so-
sort of, kind of.
Technically. I'm sure they know some shit is up, but...
How do I... Is there a button to roll the thing? No?
You got to do it manually.
Ah, okay.
I just do \R and then the number of dice you think apply.
Well, I'll just put it as a bonus dice.
Okay.
It's just 1 dot, so...
I also love the idea while someone is rolling of the mention of the Leopold Society happens and Dustin is just like absolutely so sad and a little angry that he doesn't know what that is. But he's not going to ask until someone explains.
Pretty sure that's 4 successes, not 3. Double check for me, GM.
I'm pretty sure how it technically works is you need 2 crits for them to count, but they count as 4. It's really weird how it does it. But that is 3, which is enough.
Mm-hmm.
This individual has a blood potency of 0, which you know to means that they are a thin blood. This is indeed a kindred. Let's see. You did get a crit, which I will count as a critical win. You don't sense any stains on this person's vitae. It doesn't seem to taste like there's any mixing or anything going on.
Okay, and this is a thin blood.
Yes.
Okay. She will relay that to the group. Am I good to proceed with the ritual? And I assume we'll come back to that later.
Yes. So you're gonna need to make the ritual roll still, and then just tell me when you succeed on that.
Okay, no
Or
problem.
fail.
In the meantime, though, I don't know if anyone's better at intimidation, but that's what I'd say. So do we wake him up? Interrogate this guy?
This person's been awake. They've been gagged and tied up.
Then before ungagging him, he would look right in his eye and say, "So, do we interrogate him, or do we kill him here?" And I'll roll intimidate if you want me to, but I'm
Yes,
giving the
give me
space
an
open for someone who's better at that.
I mean,
No.
you're the one who initiated.
I would
so
like-
go ahead and roll that intimidation.
Okay. I think that should be probably intimidate, charisma, or composure. You can decide.
Charisma.
Those are the same number for me.
ST. I'm not seeing a different roll for this. I'm double checking in the book. It literally just says. For the
That's
system,
4
win-
fucking successes. Sorry.
It just says that I win on the ritual roll. See general systems.
Hold on. Let me look up in my little document I made.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
During
I
this
love
time
the
while they're
scheme.
doing that, I am dancing
Yeah.
around.
Yeah. This image is very good. If you're just sort of like enjoying the light, Dustin and DJ and Malcolm, and DJ's like, do we interrogate him or kill him? What do you two think?
Hey, your card was super helpful.
Oh, okay, good. I mean, you can,
Thank you.
yeah, you just keep it on you. It'll get you to most places. Just don't show it if you go too far south. It might have the opposite effect.
South. Of
South, really?
California?
Yeah, south of San Francisco, south of California.
Okay.
So browse check. 5 minutes per level to cast.
You are like rolling, huh? You're high as shit right now.
Yeah. How can you
Cool.
tell?
Oh,
So-
it's just a hunch.
Okay.
Dustin takes a light, like a flashlight out, and just shines it, just for her to have a better time, Aurora.
For
Yeah.
our ritualists, our blood sorcerers, you require a rouse check. In addition, rouse check for 5 minutes per level to cast. It's just a rouse check. In addition, you also need to make an intelligence and blood sorcery check, and the difficulty is the level of the blood ritual, in addition to modifier of +1, maybe more depending on like other factors. But for this case, you need to make a rouse check and a difficulty 2 check.
Okay.
Now, GM, you know the system better than me. Is there a way for Dustin to help?
You know what? I will say yes, and you can first the rouse check. Yeah.
Rouse check failed. 1 more hunger applied. And then you want me to roll intelligence plus blood sorcery or plus blood rituals?
Blood sorcery. So your dots in blood sorcery.
Okay, so 1 dot there. Does my 1 dot in blood rituals help at all? Since Bloodwalk is level 1?
So technically, blood rituals aren't really calculated by dots.
Okay.
But you are still adding 1 from the help of Dustin.
Okay, so
Yeah.
got it.
I'd like to imagine this is Dustin not really intervening, except if he sees that that there's like a critical mistake. So it's usually just him double checking the math. He doesn't want to like step in.
3 successes.
3 successes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, would have succeeded. It does succeed. So, not a critical success, but Bloodwalk provides you with this individual's name, and let me go to my notes here so I can also find their sire, because that is what that also does.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Can I willpower reroll to try and see if I can get a crit?
Yes, you can.
Damn straight. Is there a button for willpower reroll? Or
No, you just got to do it manually. Roll 20.
Do it again.
Yeah.
slash?
I did link something in the chat that is very easy to use if you wanted to see it.
Yeah, I've been looking at it.
Yeah, I've used it once before, but because everything's in Roll20, I'm trying to remember how to do things in Roll20. Thank you, though. I thank you.
Slash R space.
Yeah, there we go.
You got it.
No. All right, that's fine. But I did burn a willpower, so I will mark that.
All right. So no critical. You
Yeah, no.
learn that this individual's name is Alexi. They are a thin blood. However, their sire is a Nosferatu.
What is that?
What is
Uh, I think we got some background from someone loud shouting.
Sorry, that was probably me. I think my friends are playing.
Anyway, their sire is a Nosferatu named Caleb, who would be a generation above them, so 13. What else do you learn?
I think that's all I learned.
That is correct. Yeah, you didn't get the crit, so no learns of anything like that.
I was really hoping to know about the blood bonds, but can I burn another willpower and try again?
Well, hold on. We can keep doing this ritual as long as we have this person's blood, right?
That is correct. You can just take more
So-
blood from this person and do it again.
Yeah, what I was going to say is what I'd love to do, if Dustin sees that this ritual doesn't go quite to plan, is he would go to this person who's still bound and gagged and just, like, find a good place to drain a lot of blood into, like, a flask. Get one of the Valkyries to bring him, like, one of his chemistry flasks. And just bleed a whole bunch of blood into that, like, fill a flask. And
Do
then
you
look at this
take more
person
than
and
you
say,
need?
Yeah, probably. Not so much if they die, if you can let me, like, roll something to know that. I don't want them to die, I just want them to know, like, I'm being cruel about this. I'm taking more than I need. Because I want that to lean into the intimidation I'm about to do and say, we are going to find out everything. If you save me the trouble and tell me, we'll let you go. With all of your limbs intact.
This person is still gagged.
Yeah, he's gonna say that. and take the gag off. Just like give that a moment to hang in the air to let him understand that I do not care what his answer is, and this is entirely for him. Again, fully intimidation tactics.
You haven't really gotten a good look at this individual yet until you take, well, this person's mouth yet until you take the gag off.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have this thin, like, basically, they don't even have lips. They just have, like, a slit, essentially. Almost like a shark.
Yeah.
And these teeth are so cartoonishly pointed that their mouth looks like the mouth of an eel or some other predator. Like, these tiny dagger point teeth. And he just grimaces and says, "Ah, you will not break me, stupid fucker." And he just spits some vitae on the ground.
Is there any chance I can roll intimidation and fame to be like, do you know who I am?
You don't need to roll for this. This is a person who would know who you are. I know who you are.
Then you know. I will stop at nothing. Kill your master. And then
Go
I'll
ahead.
kill you.
Go ahead. I do not fear that old man anymore.
You just told me this person's name. I out of character have forgotten it. Do you mind reminding me?
Alexi.
Alexi.
And Dustin will give space for Uma to be good cop in the situation, I guess.
Okay, thank you. Uma will lean in and say, "Hi, Alexi. Tell me a little bit more about this old man."
He eyes you for a moment.
Because Alexi did not give their name, so they should feel absolutely weird about this.
Yeah, no, they look at you. If you know my name, you should know who my sire is.
Oh, I do. That's not a threat, though. It means that I know things.
I am done with him. He is gone from my life. I
Good.
fled here, across the ocean to get away from that man. And here I am, captured once again like livestock.
What did you do? It's okay, you can tell me. I'm an anarch. I don't believe in sires controlling their childers.
I did nothing. Well, I burned down his stupid circus and ran away.
Good for you. And now you're here. What have you been up to here?
Why don't you ask the druggy one? Indicating in the direction over to... I feel like you were fully, like, swooning passed out on, like, a...
I was not, actually. When Dustin was going, "Do you know who I am?" Aurora fully went and looked at Malcolm. Who is he?
Nothing, darling. And just kept it moving.
So, Aurora is paying attention. But, like, hi.
Hands for a flashlight.
You're just having fun putting your hand over and then off.
And just
where
playing
your
around
hands-
with the light.
Yeah. Your hand turns pink when you go, you can see your bone.
I know! Isn't that cool? Malcolm, look. Yay.
Damn.
Yeah, Uma's sitting next to name keeps slipping my mind, but sitting next to this person, and she would like to know what
Alexi.
Alexi, thank you.
You have me. What do you want? I have money? Place like this, you clearly don't need money. Information is the one thing I cannot give you.
Why not?
Well, that would require me to have it in the first place, wouldn't it?
Well, clearly you've been up to something, and you were brought here tonight because I believe you stabbed the person that was accompanying my friend here.
You
My
see a
very high friend.
6.5-foot tall woman with a gun. You think you defend yourself, right?
Well, of course.
Wait, you tried to stab us first.
You blew up my drug deal.
If Caleb can, he'd like to interrupt. It's like, I am only interested in what this drug is and where it comes from. You can, and Uma would know he's like putting on an act, but he dismissively like, you can talk with her about whatever, but that's all I want to know before I kill you.
Elton, stop. Let her work. She's getting somewhere.
He
Again, sarcastically, Dustin would go walk to the other side of the room. Play along with this.
looks away from Dustin.
I won't let him do anything to you. It's okay.
Well, I need cash. New town, new country.
Did you get the check?
The man in the suit comes. He gives me the envelopes. He says, "Sell to the sell to people." Huh? I sell. They go crazy for this shit. I don't know what's in it.
I understand. How did you find the man in the suits?
Find him. He found me like a fucking ghost.
Oh?
Yeah, he's one of us.
Hmm.
Wore a mask though. A bit on the nose, don't you think?
Slightly on the nose. Oh. Interesting. Does he have a name or a contact?
Me and some of the others who do this work for him, we just call him the Man in Black. He somehow seems to know when you've run out.
Add a character. Oh, I don't like that. But my main character is keeping a very straight face, lest she give away any of this, because ooh, oh boy. Okay.
Can I say that Uma probably has like a signal she could do if she needs Caleb to jump in? Because I feel like they understand each other enough that she could like gesture and he'd jump in. Just so you know.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to add a character to figure out what else I need to ask this person. So the Man in Black finds you rather than you finding him, and he seems to know. Well, he seemed to know that you were one of us. It's just an interesting situation.
Tells
Malcolm.
me.
Oh, go ahead. You first.
I mean, he knows we run out every night.
Hmm.
They're eating this stuff up, whatever the fuck it is.
Mm-hmm. I imagine they are, yes.
But give me
What do you need?
we're gonna say this is a social role.
Okay.
We're gonna say this will be the stat is manipulation, but
Okay.
that is just your way with using words.
Mhm.
Manipulation and persuasion.
I'm with you. Does legal argument or victims help me here?
I will say this the way that this person is acting. Yeah, you get your specialization here.
Awesome. Oh fuck!
A messy crit, huh?
Oh no!
Oh, excellent.
Oh boy.
And I would like you to react to this how you think your character would.
Right.
In regards to what you hear with an SE crit. He tells us, go to the nightclubs. Sell to the teens and the people who want to do the drugs. And then the next night he tells us, go to the docks. Don't sell. Give. Give to anyone who asks. Go to the homeless encampments, tent cities. Pass it out as much as you can. For free. And I do what I'm told, you know? It's not honest work. I'm not a bad guy.
No, you're a very good guy. I want
With
you.
regards to the messy crit, though,
Yeah.
I would like to know, would Uma consider this person really a good person? He is openly admitted to drugging
Yeah. No.
populations of vulnerable people who are having a rough economic situation.
She's trying really hard to keep it together because this is she really wants, like, I think she really wants him to, like, introduce her to the Man in Black. Like, she wants to know where he can be found, or, you know, like she wants to she wants everything that this guy's got, but it's starting to get a little bit difficult for her to stomach it. I think her, like, hands have, like, pushed into bits, and she's just, like, maybe backed away an inch so that she's less tempted to just fucking lunge at him.
And that's exactly why I think, unless you're... Let me reread your clan bane if it has a specific role for this.
Am I?
Oh, it does!
Oh no.
Please go ahead and make a hunger frenzy test for me with a difficulty equal to 2 plus your bane severity, which I think is just 1. No, your bane severity is 2!
Now,
And if
I need to resist frenzy.
that is correct. So it's page...
I think Malcolm and DJ could maybe try and intervene, but Dustin specifically
Well,
backed off for
I don't want to
We
be
don't
on
know
those,
what's
right? I ain't
happening
gonna
until
lie to
it
you.
happens.
Please, that roll was correct.
Yes.
One
that's-
second. Let me... Yeah.
Just want to make sure, because I hit the button, but I don't know if it calculated the things you need me to calculate.
So, resist frenzy, I believe, is rolling your willpower plus your composure.
Okay.
Let me just double check reading in the book, because I know Roll20 is sometimes weird. Possibility.
I think it did it right, but just in case.
Yeah. I believe you are also succeeding, because it was a difficulty 4. Oh, okay. So resisting frenzy is willpower and a third of your humanity. So I think that is correct.
Okay, yeah, that's correct then.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to stop yourself, but the only thought running through your mind, this person wastes their gift. Their vitae would be better served in a more deserving veins. In my veins. That
She,
is the
like,
voice.
She
That is
bites,
a voice.
inside of her
Yeah,
cheek.
sorry.
She bites down on the inside of her cheek, and she says, like, there's just, like, a deep breath. I suppose if you need money, Malcolm may be able to arrange that. But in return, I want you to introduce me to the Man in Black. I want to be there the next time he seeks you out.
I'm gonna say he notices the vitae filling your mouth.
Yeah.
And I feel like he could insight that you barely stopped yourself from succumbing. That was the voice of your beast just then, telling you what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me an intimidation manipulation check.
Got it.
is there any way I could give her one more die because I'm technically the bad cop and the good cop is just gone bad? Say no. if you want.
No, I think that's good on its own.
That's fair. Fair.
I will give you a bonus though of 2 dice.
Damn.
What do we say? Persuasion manipulation?
Yep.
Got it.
Oh, yeah.
Giving me 2 bonus dice?
Yes.
Oh my. Okay. That is 3 successes.
He looks at you, and with the promise of money, He is now like leaning away from you. Yes, well, whatever you say. Yeah, just don't kill me, please.
No, I won't kill you. Of course not.
With the beast, I won't kill you.
All right, I'll do it. Take you to meet him. And that is where we're going to end our episode. Quick housekeeping things. We are going to begin next episode in 2 days' time. Or two in-game days' time. Next episode is 2 weeks later. And I would like to make a really awesome announcement. Neon Lights this Friday is launching a charity campaign. So all of you should stick around, catch all the streams you can, donate, do all of the great things, because it is the reason for the season. Christmas in July, give if you can, of course. And if you cannot, please go ahead and boost it on socials, stick by for streams, hang out, participate, because that also helps us a lot. I have been Mallard Man, I have been the storyteller tonight, and I want to say you've all been a lovely audience, and round of applause at home for our players, because they've just been awesome. And a big thank you to Michelle for doing the tech tonight. And a raid right as we're closing out. Perfect timing.
Detective. Thank you.
Time.
We're gonna go ahead and quickly do some outros, starting in reverse order this time. So Leona, if you would go first.
And yes, Game Detective, you did raid right at the end again, unfortunately. Hello, I'm Leona. You can find me on Twitter at @TheLeonaMaple. That is the best place to find me. Keep up with what on earth it is that I am doing, and where you can find me next. Especially be sure to tune in on Friday right here on Neon Lights, as we are doing a very special little charity stream. Until then, bye.
And going right on over to the right with D.
Good evening, my lovely creatures of the dark. My name is D. I've been playing DJ Green. Thank you so much for joining us. You can catch me in all sorts of places, and the way you can know that schedule is by following me on Twitter at It's the Riddler. Keep in mind, I am yours, the cast, and the rest of the community's Universal TTRPG champion. And if you want to find out how you could win this belt or a belt of your own, you should follow me on Twitter. It's a good time.
Keeping it rolling with our, I think, wins best dressed this evening, Glyja.
100%.
Hi, I'm Glyza. Today I played Aurora Bangon, the Narc. I am a person of many hats. I'm a podcast host. I'm a writer, a variety streamer. I'm a talk show host of a show called Trial Run. It's a show where I interview different TTRPG personalities, creators, players, GMs, and everything else in between. I create a character with them and then run them through a quick one-shot. Hey, speaking of TTRPG personalities, I'm one too. You can find the shows I'm doing being announced on the socials by just searching for @ClassicalGlyza on the internets. On Thursday, I'm actually pretty free from like this week. That's pretty cool. Tuesday and Wednesdays, I'm doing nothing. Thursday, I will be on /Atomic Zero playing Moira, the Scholar suddenly turned space ninja on Esper Genesis. And then on Friday, hey, it's that charity thing where I will be here. I will be playing a mech for the mech thing for the first time. I'm sure it's going to be fine. I'm sure I did not attempt to turn that into a Pacific Rim thing. Not at all. Not even a little bit.
Not even a little.
Not even a little bit. And then Saturday is my own little streaming thing. Where I will be raising money again for reproductive rights by playing a little game called Angels with Scaly Wings, where I, a human, date dragons. It is pretty clear that I am not a dragon dating dragons. I am a human character dating dragons, which is really just meant for me as a person, really. But thank you, Nick.
And I'm going to be there this time. Sorry I missed last Saturday.
Hey.
Rolling right along, Tate, if you would go next.
Well, hello, Twitch. My name is Tate Washburn. You can find me at kinda_writing, where you can see me do tabletop stuff and literature stuff and politics stuff. But what you should really follow is this channel's Twitter, which is @NeonLightsRPlay, where we announce all the cool shows we're going to do. You should follow us on our Discord, where we poll players and do a lot of memes and a bunch of very good pet pictures because it's very good. And the next time you see me is on Friday for that charity stream that I'm going to let Foxy talk about because he's kind of in charge of all of that. You should definitely come because it is a very good charity, and I will probably be playing a very good mech boy, which you will see then. Anyways, that's about it. I'll let Foxy do that thing.
Hey, I'm Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite fox. I'm on the internet at Foxy Eternal. It's spelled the way it's usually spelled. The next place you'll see me, it's worth mentioning. I guess I'm in a lot of places, but the worth mentioning place is on this Friday. I will be here on Neon Lights Roleplay for Under Twilight Skies. It is an Armor Aster mini campaign featuring 5 awesome friends of mine. We're gonna let my friends punch fascists and giant robots to raise money for both reproductive rights and for the family of Jalen Walker, who was killed by police in Ohio recently. And so that's going to cause a lot of... it's going to be a great time. Going to look forward to it. Please come out Friday. Even if you can't donate, just come out and give love to the cast and share. It's going to be a 4-session mini campaign, so it'll be a full long-form story. Lots of great stuff. Can't wait to do more. Always love this game. I've been Malcolm Duvernay, and you all have been wonderful. You, by the way, boss.
Oh, right. I think that's everyone. I don't believe we have any more announcements. I already did mine at the end. Thank you all for watching.
Okay, bye.
Bye!
Bye.
Forever blue, forever blue. I'm putting on a show for the world to see. No one will ever know that without you, I'm forever blue. Yeah, I'm putting on a show for the world to see. No one will ever know that without you, I'm forever blue.